your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Bankroll brain, honey, where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Take a trip, money, bite your lip, money. Here's a tip, honey, get your brain spending on bang, 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 brain.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Danielle Denise.
And I'm Sir Real Camille.
And we're back doing the Abbott Elementary review.
We are. We were just talking about how, like, there's just so much shit going on. Like, January is a really quiet month, and it feels like it's starting to pick up. Mm-hmm. But we have been doing this shit consistently. Maybe not everything else in our lives.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this shit consistently.
Yeah, we had to pat ourselves on the back because consistency, I know for me, has been a struggle all my fucking life. So
challenged.
Look at us. We are over here recording episodes and changing lives. So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Bitch.
Very that.
Oh, that was lovely. Are we having a moment?
We just shared a moment, you guys. Please bear with us. We're so
Please be patient with us during this challenging time.
100%. Before we get into the review, let's catch up. How you doing?
Can we? I'm good. I'm here. I'm like, the week is occurring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all happening. And ain't nothing bad happening. There's just a lot happening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this keto has got my mind a little bit too clear, to be honest with you. And it's upsetting.
Well, you look flawless, friend. Your face, skin, glowy.
Ooh, I'm doing this gallon a day shit. Just like Danielle Denise.
Oh, you're doing the water too. Okay, then you're good. Yeah, you definitely got my glow going on, if not better. So good.
Got your glow.
Yes.
You passed it down.
Yeah, that's the ketosis.
It makes me think of, like, when I go long periods of time, I'm talking about the brain clarity. When I go long periods of time without having my contact lenses in, it sometimes relaxes me because when most of what I see is blurry, like I can't digest enough, like, as much information with my eyes as I can when I am wearing my contacts. Does that make sense?
It does, but I remember when I used to wear glasses, like the anxiety of not being able to see. It actually made it worse for me. So you're telling me you feel a little more relaxed that you can't see everything.
I feel more relaxed when I'm like out, when it's first of all, when it's daytime, because I can drive without contacts with the sun's up or when the sun's up, but when it's dark, bitch, no, I ought not. I truly ought not.
He's blind.
Don't tell. But like when I'm out and I just have shit to do and it's just like, I'm going to work. If I'm just like doing the same shit I'm always doing, then I'm fine with not having my contacts in. It's really when I'm like at home and like trying to do things where it like starts to bother me. Mm-hmm. Or if I'm like with friends and trying to interact, that bothers me. But if I can't see these kids' faces clearly, whatever. What you mean I can't see the crust around your lips? I don't care. But so I sort of feel like I've been wearing my brain contact lenses since this keto has gotten more. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting this bullshit out of my system, and I'm like, this is cute. Is this a withdrawal moment?
Maybe not a withdrawal, but definitely a detox. Cleanse. It's all of that.
It's a side effect for sure of just getting this healthy eating going. I really can't even say healthy eating, but just like this intentional eating. Because I'm still shoveling cheese in my mouth like nobody's business. Which is
in the diet, which I'm jealous of. That's the thing I took out of mine, but
at what cost?
Yeah, no.
I get cheese, but goodbye bread.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize the impact of keto because when I went grocery shopping the other day, there's a lot of keto friendly products, like keto friendly soups and broths, and
every store got a keto cluster.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't take the time to read like the difference, like as far as what's in it, but it makes it easier. That's for sure. You're not just like out here searching for food.
Exactly. There are definitely some things that like are considered keto that I still like raise an eyebrow at, like some of the keto bread that I've encountered. I'm like, this is still a shit ton of carbs, so I don't really understand how these carbs are supposed to be, because it doesn't really talk about, and I don't really understand the difference between net carbs and regular carbs. So if the carb number is too high, then bitch, we're keeping it pushing.
Good for you. That's just being smart, because you're probably right. Like, people don't really pay attention to that and just eat it because it says keto on it, and it's like, you gotta do your research, boo.
We got to, because if I'm gonna be making this sacrifice, I better be making this sacrifice for a purpose. I would be pissed. Like, if I was part of America before we realized Diet Coke was a scam, I would be livid if I gave up everything but Diet Coke, and that shit is what ruined me. Aspartame, cha.
Listen, people love their diet drinks, honey.
You better switch to the Zero, mama, or Max, whatever they're calling it.
Oh, I wonder if it's good, but I don't like soda, period, now. So
I just don't really fuck with soda at all. But when I have done keto in the past, I definitely jumped on that Coke Zero. I was definitely a diva that would do like the Coke Zero. I would definitely go get a lettuce wrap Big Mac. So I would do, it was bare minimum keto. So as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
But yeah, I don't trust. We're in the age of trust no bitch. So these labels always got me fucked up. So the only place I will take a risk is at this keto bakery. But they have it in multiple, like they have it listed that, nothing they have has more than 6 net grams of carbs. Not this becoming a nutrition podcast. Anyway, we're staying strong. Week 4 coming up this weekend.
You got it. How long are you going to do it for, though?
The rest of my life. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It's like, this is lifelong. Okay.
This is who I am, Danielle.
This ketosis is going to last forever.
My main initial goal is to drop weight. I'm not built to be carrying as much weight as I'm carrying. That's just the real, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Save the hate for when y'all get mad at Lizzo for doing a juice or some shit. Like, it's her body. Leave it the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, we gonna do what we gonna do.
Understood.
So, I want to drop the LBs first. I am going to be starting to like up my physical activity, and because I do not want to lose size, and I do not want to lose ass. I'm afraid I might have, there might be like a Steve Urkel frame under all this. I'm not trying to let that happen either. So,
right.
We're going to start getting these weights going and shifting the caloric intake.
Yes.
I want to get some shedding off first. So
I got you. Well,
yeah.
Good luck, boo. I hope you get the results you want in a timely fashion, and you stick with it.
Yeah, that's the stick with it. And this does feel like it's gonna stick this time, because I ain't doing it for dick.
That's right. We doing it for ourselves. Okay. Us.
And how are you doing? I just did a whole lot of rambling about my keto.
I know, and my challenge is all over, and I'm not really doing anything great for my body. I actually dived into just about everything as far as like cheese is concerned. Definitely had some cocktails. The first night when I drank, I went out to dinner with a friend, and I think total we had like 3 cocktails. I had 3 cocktails. And I felt all of it, and I did not feel good. I was like, damn, that was unnecessary. No. I didn't throw up or anything, but it was just like, it sat on my stomach, and I was like, oh, I hate this feeling. I don't miss this. Why did I do this? Like, I just
Isn't that funny? Isn't that so? We put this shit on such a pedestal, and I know. And that's part of the reason I'm like, a cookie sounds so stupid right now. Like a regular cookie, like for what? Whereas last year, I couldn't get through a meal. I couldn't have a meal and then like not have a sweet at the end of it.
I was
that girl.
Like, I gotta have dessert. Well,
we're not done. My tongue still has questions.
Right. We need the sweet option now. We just had savory. That's cool. Now we're on to the next. I respect that. And that's the thing that's picked up most lately. I was on my walk a day ago and stumbled upon a barbecue with desserts and got me a little apple cobbler, baby.
Wait, hold on. Was
That shit
this
was
that?
fire.
This is the barbecue place that you posted about.
Yes,
Wasn't it?
on my stories. Yes.
You were posting the fuck out of the menu, getting your manicure showed off on there. I was like, you better influence.
Right, you better peep the nails, but really, we're gonna shed light on this beautiful Black-owned barbecue spot that's down the street for me. I hate that it's so close, because I went in there and I was like, well, I haven't had lunch yet, so I got a thing of ribs, beans, potato salad, and then they had like a thing of desserts, and on the menu there's way more than what I saw, but they're known for their cobblers. So they had everything from peach to boysenberry, but I'm not a cobbler person for real, so I stuck with apple because I know that was going to be like an apple pie. But it was just so fucking good. Oh my god, I'm so glad I bought that.
What makes a cobbler a cobbler?
I think just how it's prepared. I think it's just the
More Pyrex
syrupiness. I don't know because when you think about it, it's very similar to pie. You got the crust and like on the bottom and the top. So
Oh yeah, they do be putting it on top.
but I think
Yeah,
it's a dough bottom versus like an actual crusty bottom, you know. I don't know, I could be way fucking wrong. I have no idea.
Not a crusty bottom.
Ew.
Sorry.
Not my bottom.
I
Not
really
my
had to
crusty
be
bottom.
9 years old because you said I could not even stop myself.
Yeah, that was very immature. Thanks, Camille. Thank you so
welcome.
much for your crude humor.
I let one go earlier too. I can't remember what it was, but I was about to, you said cocktails, and I was about to interject and be like, wow, what a massive parking lot there was between the word cock and tail.
And
but I
three of
didn't.
them? Sheesh.
I did.
I know, you could have went there, but thank you for
Tell me
not.
about it. Hey. But
Yes.
yes, I'm so sorry for my immaturity.
No. We're just talking about food and all things gluttonous. So
Oh, and you best
fine.
believe when you got to the cobbler page, I had to skip your story. I said, let me not even hear this.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I saw that there was a cobbler section, and I said, I don't want to know.
Oh my god. It even said
But-
monkey bread, but it said only during the holidays. Only during the holidays on there.
Okay,
I
that
know
makes sense.
it's not hard to make. I do love it. Like my mom.
Oh
would
wow,
make it
drag me.
too. No. Damn. I
Like,
didn't
oh
mean to say
wow,
like that.
bitch. How cool that you made some fucking.
No, I love that you made that, and I wish I had some. I'm sure it was bomb. No, that was a little cunty, my bad.
No, girl.
But-
I have nothing attached to my ability to make monkey bread. I remembered it today.
Shout out to monkey bread,
It
a
is so good.
staple. But yeah, no, desserts are the killer. Anything sugar is killer. Like if I could cut that out of my life, I'd probably be ripped. I would have hella abs and some more shit. But I enjoy it from time to time, and I don't like super sweet shit. I'm definitely like a pie girl, angel cake, a yellow cake. I can't really do brownies as much, but I do love a regular chocolate chip moist cookie.
Girl,
Extra
the
moist.
magic of being black. Like, all dessert could be eradicated from the face of the earth except for yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Yes,
And we'd be like,
yes. Yellow fucking
what's the
cake.
problem?
That shit was bomb. I grew up on that. So good. Listen.
Ew, miss. Thank God there is not a black family affair for months. Because, that is when the weakness is powerful.
100%. 100%. Did you ever go to the Taste of Soul in LA?
No, I didn't. I never, I think I've truly only eaten soul food out maybe twice.
I typically don't. When it comes to soul food, it's hard. But
I feel weird about it in California specific. Like, I know that people have gotten out here that know what they're doing.
yeah.
But I just feel weird eating food that I typically only eat for special occasions made by my family. It just feels weird to buy it out sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Every family makes the same dishes different, you know? So like if you're used to it a certain way, it's hard for you to say, for example, the black bean, the not black beans, but the baked beans I ordered with my food, there was something different in it. Like I'm used to like pork or like bacon or pineapple or something sweet. That's usually
pineapple.
A baked bean. Yeah, my family puts pineapple in it.
All right, you better go ahead and be used to that.
It's good.
It probably is, but if you know that is a thing that
It's
all
not
I
a
did was
white
just have the black
thing.
holiday. No, it's not, but it will garner the black reaction.
Oh no, 100%. It's definitely one of those
Garner
things
the
where
reaction.
like some people might be like, "What the fuck," and others might be like, "Oh yeah." So, but
I know.
it's like I said, it's different with every family. But
And I'm certain it would be bomb.
and it is. But at this place, it was different. I think they put jalapenos. They put something green in it. I couldn't really tell what it was.
Oh God.
But it had a off-putting taste to me, so I wouldn't order that again. But the ribs were on point, and that potato salad was fire.
I was about to be like, so was it better than Texas barbecue?
Ooh, I can't even say that because I've only been to Texas once, and I didn't even have barbecue, so I'm fake. I gotta go back.
No. I just want to evoke the spirit of Lawrence Martin, or what is his name? Martin
Nate.
Lawrence Walker.
Martin Lawrence Walker, Jesus
That
Christ.
dumbass going out on his fucking. I'm still mad about that. That LA
was
barbecue
fun.
soapbox. Like, bitch, sit down.
Listen, he's like, look,
Texas is right there. Sit down.
I know he was so loud and proud. It was so
We
cute.
miss you. We miss your booty, Lawrence.
We miss you, Lawrence. We hope you're doing well.
No. I don't miss him.
Okay, I miss you. Me, Danielle Denise.
I miss the cakes.
Anywho, let's get into this Abbott Elementary.
Let's do it.
We are on episode 4, right?
Yes, episode 4, New Tech, I believe is the name. Or New
Tech.
Technology.
Yes. So this episode it revolves around using technology tools to teach the kids how to read. Because reading is fundamental.
It really is. Hooked on Phonics worked for me, and these kids getting some new shit.
Did you use Hook? Oh, you know what's funny? I remember my mom, somebody bought me a whole thing and I never used it. It just wasn't my favorite way to learn how to read. I was like, what is this?
Girl, I don't know. The first Saw Trap was me sitting in my room by myself, being forced to listen to cassette after cassette.
That's what I was saying.
Hooked on fucking Phonics.
It was so awful. I was like, do I have to sit here and go,
Right? That glorified babysitter, bitch.
oh my God.
I was just put in a room, in a chair. You will finish this tape. I
God.
finished that fucking tape.
Torture.
I was reading at a high school level in elementary school, so I was like, work.
Good
Thanks
for
for
you.
that.
Yes.
But at what cost, you know? I'm eating cheese, but what am I losing?
I know. When you think about it, it's pretty dark. You just left
shitty.
alone, abandoned.
Hated it.
Oh man.
But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, these kids are able to get up and walk around while they're learning how to read, and we love that.
We love that.
I was really trying to turn it into a genuine segue, and I just hit a wall.
It's okay. I love the effort. It was
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Yes. So the kids are learning the new technology, but before we get into the tech, let's talk about the very beginning where we watch good old Miss T. I love Miss T because she's just genuinely trying. But then
Quinta wrote the fuck out of this episode because
She did.
I'm pretty sure Quinta's from Philly, and this scene is the most Philadelphia thing I've ever seen.
oh yeah, her teaching the kids Philly slang has to be up there with anything else monumental about this show. Like the kids are learning what a John is, a bull, a hoagie. It's
Which I learned about hoagies from watching The Cosby Show.
yeah, those are little sandwiches, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I always thought that hoagies were like going to be these giant, and I guess they are, but I was like, these are sandwiches except giant.
Yeah, just a big ass sandwich. Go ahead.
Also, what is a John?
A John.
Sorry for asking a white ass question.
From what I know, a John is usually describing girls, like women, and then bulls are describing a man. So like that young John or that young bull is like saying that little girl, little boy.
They do be using it to talk about people, but I guess they use John to talk about anything that they just don't want to give a specific name to, I guess.
Well, and then there's drawn, which is like you wildin' or you lying or no way, kind of like that type of expression. That's all I've gathered so far. And I listen to podcasts of like people from Philly, so
oh yeah,
I feel like
my
I get
homegirl
it.
Tiana, like I listened to Tiana say John for months before I was like, Tiana, what the fuck you saying?
Right,
what the fuck is
please
a John?
break it down.
What have we been doing for months? But yeah, I like didn't even clock as a Philly thing. I was just like, she be saying this, and I've heard other people say, and I've never thought about what a John is. But leave it to Abbott. We now know.
Yeah, they touched on it in the very beginning, and they're trying to get the kids to understand what they're getting into in real life. I like it.
Right?
Yeah,
I think it's important. I think it's important to not only because listen, kids are going to use the slang regardless. So if you just teach them the difference, regardless of if they use it or not, that's going to be just in the back of their mind, so that even if they're using slang in a paper, they gonna know on some level that it's wrong. Or when it's pointed out to them, they'll be like, Miss Teagues did tell me about that. Damn.
It'll definitely set you apart from your parents. If anything, you're going to be ahead of the curve, and they're going to be trying to figure out what you're talking about. So
yeah, I think it just reminds me of like the larger issue of just people feeling the need to just sanitize education for kids. Like, very true. You know, like we live and we lead messy lives. Shit goes on, life happens, but we expect teachers to just put happy faces on everything and make everything cute. And it's like, bitch, how are these kids gonna talk? How will they be speaking? Okay. Know that, and then also show them, I don't even want to call it proper, but just, show them grammar.
That's the one.
Grammar.
Grammar. Know your nouns, pronouns, and adjectives and verbs, okay?
Yeah.
That's very important. But yes, I loved that they touched on the slang. Now, if you were a teacher, what kind of words would you be incorporating in your curriculum if you did like a slang class?
Well, I mean, I would probably jump a slang class. Got here.
I could not think of a different way to say that. I was like, this is trash.
If I were to like cut the bullshit and incorporate relevant slang into like my kids' classes, well, first of all, I'm also providing slang to these kids without realizing. My first grader has been saying that things are wild because I will react to things that he does, and I'll be like, "Wow, that's wild," and he's just.
I love that.
I one day heard him say, I was like, "So, what did you think about that?" Because he was talking about a movie that he saw, and he was like, "I thought it was wild." I just started busting up laughing. I was like, and I was like, So he knows that I am laughing at this. And so I was like, so where did you? So this happened twice because he's done that. And then if kids get things right when I'm working with them, I'll often be like, if we have like a momentum going, like they'll get an answer right on something, I'll be like, nice, boom, or like they'll get it right and I'll go, boom, next thing. So I'll see this kid like stacking Legos and he'll like get something how he wants it to look, and he'll be like. He'll like snap and say boom, and I'm like, oh my god. One day this mom's gonna ask me why is my child saying wild and boom? I'll be like, because he's cool.
Right, he's hip. Okay, he's with the times.
Oh, that was so funny. But I asked him about both of those, and he was like, I got it from you. And I was like,
He's going
My
straight to the
impact.
source. Your impact. I love it.
Impact.
But also
So-
the snitchery, it was really quick. Like,
Right? So I was like,
you?
listen, this is gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna be on Twitter. They're gonna say I was teaching this kid how to say boom. I'm canceled.
no,
Can't wait.
listen.
But so
great.
that's what I've been teaching. But I would teach I don't know, lit,
Lit's gotta be in there. You gotta teach the kids lit.
no cap.
Oh, I hate that one. See this
I
one?
hate it too. I hate it too.
I can't even
That's
say
the thing.
it.
I would like. I don't even use the shit, but I know the shit that they use, and I hate it. I think it's so dumb.
There's a new
also,
one. Go
Some of
ahead.
these kids out still here saying "yo mama" after everything, and I had to tell middle school
Oh,
like,
what? They still do
You
that?
are you. I want you to know this is very uncool. And
Let her know.
And I was like, listen, I don't know if people even say uncool, but I need you to know this is not a cool thing you're doing. This is like some Stone Age level comedy that you're doing right now. It's not funny. And you do it all the time.
You really told him that like that?
I didn't tell him all that.
Oh.
I gave him a spark to note version of that. Because I just sat there for a whole minute. So like, you're not funny. This wasn't a good thing. But every once in a while, like if he'll just like keep saying it, I'll be like, wow, you're not really creative with jokes, are you? I will do that one.
Damn.
I'll be like, wow, you I was like, wow, you added a lot of really cool stuff to your painting. So I guess that the creativity just doesn't apply to your jokes.
Oh my God.
I will
God
do.
damn.
Listen,
He must not take that
when they are kids do. Kids do not like their mothers being discussed, especially when the kid knows the kid's a mom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bitch, you better quit talking about this mom you know.
Right. Like, keep it
Getting
cute.
overly specific with these bad jokes.
No, it's just being mean. It's not even to be funny.
That's really what it is.
Just literally just going for the jugular. Like, you know what? I just feel like cutting you down real quick.
Acting like white gays on Twitter. Mean and not funny.
Mean, okay? Damn. Oh, that made me cry a little bit. That was funny. But yeah,
Almost.
the slang. There's a new one that the kids are saying, push and pee. I still don't know what that means.
Boo.
I'm like,
Or what? Are we talking about being constipated? Push and pee?
I don't know. It sounds like drugs. I'm like, are we pushing drugs? What are we doing? I am a Jeezy fan, but he never said that.
It sounds like bowels. It sounds like drugs. It sounds like kick push. It sounds like push a T.
Push a P.
Like it's
Oh, push
all.
a T.
None of it is right.
None of it goes. But that's the way of the world, right? Like, slang comes out every year and it's
Small
getting
people, they come and go. I'll still say whack. I don't give a fuck.
whack. When's the last time I said whack? I can't.
Man, that's whack.
That I would still say it if I thought about it. I say weak.
It's like it's special occasion slang.
Yeah. I'm more of a weak. Like, I'll say that's weak.
Weak.
You're
oh
weak.
yeah. You know what I don't say anymore? Tight.
Tight. Ooh, I want to start. Tight.
Toy.
I love that.
People used to spell it TOITE. Toy.
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 I'm gonna start
Anyway.
using that one. Yeah, no. There's so many words that we could add to the sauce.
This
So,
is the slang cast. We slang and slang.
right. We know all of the terms, but I really don't. And you know what? I don't want to know. Like, I'd rather
who
be
does?
further detached.
Beyonce said, "Can you keep a baby boy?" I said, "No, can't."
No, sorry. But yes, so shout out to Miss T.
Shout out to Miss T. And then we jump into the next scene, and Principal Ava has gathered the lower grade teachers for a reveal. And the first thing she says is, I don't remember the last time I was up this early, or the last time I was up this early, I was yelling at my mailman. I don't need all them bills coming.
Fucking love Principal Ava.
So good.
She said, your favorite HBIC, me. And I don't even remember what she said after that. But yeah, that's when
Had some news for you, and she was unveiling this the new learning technology that they're rolling out at the school. She said it was something that she brought, that she's contributing to the school. Ms. Teagues says actually the school district mandated it. So you have to do that.
Yeah, this is not a choice.
No, so Ava keeps it pushing. She lets everyone know that the kids are going to be learning how to read on these tablets, and it's going to mean great things for the school. It means new opportunities. It means the kids are going to allegedly have an easier time learning, but there's a lot of concern from staff like Mrs. Howard, like Barb. One might call her an old head. So she's a little worried, and then the person that Ava has to actually run the presentation comes in, and he's this old, senior black dude, and Miss Howard is shook about this, and the dude says, "Yeah, they can't leave us old folks behind." And not only does Barb not want to be called old, but this is really the main conflict of the episode is Barb representing for our teachers that are technologically averse and concerned about being told that they're obsolete because there's new tech here and they can't keep up.
Yeah, and she fought it. Mrs. Howard was not trying. I mean, she was already like overwhelmed with the tablet and trying to figure out how to work the apps and everything else. But then she kind of just gives up and does her own thing and says, you know what, I'm going to teach the kids how I know how to do it for the past 30 years.
Yes.
So,
which I get. But did you think she was going to go the stubborn way, or like I really wasn't sure how Mrs. Howard's decision making was going to unfold. I was like, is she just going to blow it off? Is she going to, act like she knows what she's doing, but not? Not at all. What did you think was going to happen?
I feel like there's a lot of Mrs. Howards out there that are like of a certain age where they just refuse to learn anything more. They're like embedded in their way. Like 30 plus years is pretty fucking long. And I understand the tenure where you're like, you can't tell me shit at this age,
Oh, yeah.
So.
And there's younger people coming into schools all the time.
Oh, of course. There's a bunch of Miss T's out there who are ready to try the new thing, And I loved how excited Miss T was because she's like, Barbara doesn't get it, and I'm so excited for her to ask me for help. she was waiting for that opportunity to like help her because she's like, I need help from her all the time. So
she said, I've been fucking up this school since episode 1. It is my turn to shine, bitch. Here we go.
Exactly. Like, it was really sweet though. I loved that she was like, oh, I can't wait. Like, she was ready. But Miss Howard was so prideful.
It was the cutest kind of like
excitement.
seedy excitement. It was very cute, but like, girl, what are you doing?
She was peeking into Mrs. Howard's room like, how you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, just waiting for her to give me the heads up. I
thought it was so cute when she was like, before Miss Teagues came in and Miss Howard was flexing around with the tablet and she like accidentally took a picture of herself and she was like, who took that picture of me?
Listen, if that wasn't elderly as fuck, I was like, oh yeah, she's not gonna want to use this.
That was so cute. I was like, I do not have like, oh, cute old person moments, so this is the cute.
No, yeah, it reminded me of my grandparents for sure.
Who did that? How'd they have this picture of me?
Right.
I'm behind on my Hotmail correspondence.
That part. She wrote in a Tesla, okay?
She was just listing technology that she has encountered in her life. And again, she is just very averse to all of this.
Yeah, she hates it.
What role did like technology play in your academic career? Like what are the technologies that you remember?
So I totally remember when our computer lab got to transform into like those cute, colorful Apple computers, like the desktops.
Yeah, gotta catch them all.
Yes, I totally wanted a purple one. Never got it, but it was at school, so it was cool. And yeah, that's where you learned how to type. I think there was Mavis Beacon or some shit.
That sounds literally
was
like
that
what it was. That was not at all in the forefront of my mind.
I don't know where I'm literally shocked. I don't know if that's right or not.
That feels so familiar.
Mavis Beacon. Jesus Christ. Yes, you learned how to type. You learned how to play Oregon Trail, which turned into like The Sims later on.
Not Mavis Beacon teaches typing. What?
It is. Oh my
It's a
god.
Black Queen.
I'm amazing. Oh,
Mavis
Jeez
Beacon,
Louise.
where are you? Oh my god.
shout out to
Bitch on
Mavis
Twitter.
Beacon.
Oh my god, I live.
I'm sure you could buy the program and still learn. I want to learn how to type like uber fast. I'm good, but not great. But yeah, no, all of the games. I mean, there wasn't a lot of games. I feel like Oregon Trail was like the longest game we ever played.
Oh yeah.
It lasted for months, and then you end up fucking dying from scurvy.
Sneaking in games of solitaire. Oh, that's
Ooh,
the one where you die of
solitaire.
scurvy and like dysentery.
Yeah, there was like so many ways to die and get sick. I was like, what is the point of this game again? I'm just trying to get to
Oregon, girl.
California, okay? Just trying to get to Cali.
Where's
God
the California
damn.
Trail, bitch?
Right. The buffaloes be dying. It's literally like, yeah, I don't know. It was a game of mortuary. I don't know. It felt weird.
I don't know why I forgot what Oregon Trail is. I know exactly what this game is. Remember Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
I never played that. That was a game, right? That was a game.
That was they say it was a game. It was a game they were playing with us. Oh, this game. This is school, bitch.
It's a school.
Don't play with me.
I used to love the cartoon, but I never played the game. So out of touch.
Oh yeah, I actually had. I was shocked there was a cartoon when I found out about that. I was like, what?
Really? Yeah.
I was all about that game live. Now streaming on Twitch, Carmen Sandiego. Shit, I might get
Yes.
this Mavis Beacon and do it on Twitch. That would be hilarious to me.
You should. Let me know if you do. I'll tune in.
Oh, I shall.
Throw you some tokens.
Yeah. I also remember like cell phone technology culture, like outside of the classroom, like the wave of
In elementary?
not elementary school. Yeah, no, not elementary school. No.
Oh, I was about to say,
More middle school.
whoa. Like, you
I'm just
live.
very young, Danielle. You don't understand.
I was about to say, like, wait, how old are you?
Who are you?
Damn. Yeah, no. If I do actually remember we had a Mercedes that had the phone in the car, but it didn't work, I don't think. Or we just never used
Oh.
it. But it was different.
That sounds quite different. But rock it out. I remember it being super. I remember finding out that like some cars could have TVs in them, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are we doing
Oh yeah. That was
in
like,
this goddamn Toyota without a TV in it?"
oh my god, Pimp My Ride era. Hold on, that's changing the subject on shows. Let's not go there.
100%.
Sorry.
Come back.
Yes.
Me.
Elementary. Yeah, no, technology was very limited. You know, we had cord phones still and projectors. And the TV was on wheels on like a stand on those rainy days,
Oh my
good days,
God.
pizza party days, you know. That was technology.
Projectors. I would be so lit to be able to go like write an answer on that fucking transparent sheet.
Yes.
I'd be like, "Oh, Miss Arthur, I know the answer to this."
I remember liking the task of cleaning those transparent sheets. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'll do it. Yeah,
I'm
collect
with
them.
you.
Give me the glass cleaner, spray that shit down. I don't know what the satisfaction was. It was hard labor.
Not hard labor, right?
But it
Clean the
gets to
windows
work.
and shit.
Yeah.
Shackled. There's something about just like the calming, like when I think back to like 4th, 5th, 6th grade and just being in like the classroom with the lights off because we were just like doing shit on the projector. That's weirdly calming to me, even though I didn't know how the fuck to do that math back then.
It was tough times for sure.
Drug.
Math was not my strong suit. But no, 100%. Good times. Good times. I'm sure now the classrooms really are. Actually, they are, because like my youngest brother, he's in high school. They have Chromebooks. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they got Chromebooks like a motherfucker. They got smart classrooms everywhere. I just subbed at a school where they had fucking 3D printers in there. And I was like,
oh
for
shit. Oh my God, what are you printing?
Or what?
That's insane.
They're just going to be printing out poorly drawn dicks. Like, what are they doing?
I mean, listen, that's for like the uber creative students, but yeah, it could be a lot of dumb shit being created too.
Like, it's the new like ass on a fax machine thing or ass on a copier. Please.
The most immature of things. Yeah, no.
These kids ain't creative I'm telling you, they are not creative with their jokes.
I believe you. Only
2% of children are genuinely funny.
Yeah. That's why comedy is such a sacred space, you know?
It is. That's why we don't have children stand-ups.
No. We don't need that.
Can you imagine a child stand-up?
It could be funny, but I can see it going, like, it'll be too honest and raw. And it's like, damn, bitch, you telling your mom's entire business. Like, you gotta go.
You're getting people arrested.
Right. You telling on yourself, too. Let's end this.
Yes.
It could be funny, though. But for the most part, it's usually the ones that are being mean that are just not funny. It's like, no, you're just being mean. You gotta go.
100%.
Yeah.
Kids that know how to be mean and are really putting that to good work are Jacob students. I forget his last name. Hill? I don't know. Mr. Cheese's class. Because at the end of his storyline, I love that one of the kids was like,
we're on strike or some shit.
Yeah, we're on strike until you stop giving us goddamn pop quizzes. Like, give us some notice for this shit, bitch. Like, you trying to surprise us? For what?
No, I love that. They really stood their ground.
What Jacob is up to, I really cannot remember his name. Mr. Jacob, I'll call him.
Mr. Hill.
Mr. Hill, it is Hill. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Hill, I didn't realize that. I didn't think about what grade everybody teaches, but apparently Mr. Hill teaches somewhere between 6th and 8th grade because he is told that that meeting at the beginning of the episode was not for teachers that are in 6th through 8th. So what the fuck you doing here? And he was there for that little shitty breakfast that Principal Ava provided for them.
Boxes of cereal. Rude.
Yes.
Like, we are adults. How dare you?
Right. Like, have some respect. So he's in the teacher's lounge, trying way too hard to be friends with Greg, Broham, Brosif,
Broski, yeah, Brotato.
Brotato. I'm saying none of the ones he actually said. He said Broski and Brotato.
Brotato, yeah.
I was like, what are you doing here? And I love how Mr. Eddie gets this one line in. Jacob is there saying, like, listen, I know you're still the new guy around here. And Mr. Eddie just says, I've been here a month. And I shit you not, Jacob did not stop delivering his line. He just literally said that in the little breath between Jacob saying he'd only been here or he's still the new guy, and whatever the fuck else he said. But
he's like, and I'm the second new guy, so we should stick together like coffee and creamer.
Like coffee and creamer. I said, what are you doing? Please.
It was so corny, but I laughed. I hated it.
Also, shout out to Miss Cooper, who's been pregnant for 1.5 years. Apparently, the entire time she's been at that school, and we don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions, you know.
Miss Cooper is really committed to this pregnancy, so let her.
Yeah, you don't know her life.
Right.
She's living. Okay.
But we find out what Jacob's what Mr. Hill's storyline is for the episode. When at one point he says something, he says something about someone being the Southern Philly type. And I think this might be when he's
talking about Melissa.
I think he's talking about Melissa. She overhears him, and then I love how she just is all up on him. Like a fucking bully this episode, like trying to be like, the fuck you say about me, which is valid.
Yeah, he was talking. How dare you?
Yes. She corrects him from saying Southern Philly to South Philly. Like, get it right, beach.
Right. Southern Philly did sound a little racist. Like, what?
Right. Southern Philly. Like, oh, you're from the urban part of Philly. Like, okay, bitch.
Right.
Okay, bitch.
But
he mentions that he's teaching them about unions in class because unions are a big deal in Philadelphia. A lot of unions were created. That's all I know.
I was about to say, well, hot diggity damn, because I didn't even realize what they were talking about right there. So right. I love that it was about unions. Okay.
Exactly. So it's not necessarily important that we, the audience, know that, or what went down with unions, but but all that we need to know with Mr. Hill's storyline is that there is a sanitized version of unions coming together in Philadelphia that he's trying to teach to his class, and Melissa, who grew up in South Philly, is trying to provide the real version of how unions came together. And again, we were talking about slang at the beginning of the episode. We're talking about unions with the older kids, and I love that once again we're talking about education not always being this cute, beautiful, G-rated Disney movie. Like, it doesn't always have to be that story, because that's not the story. America, like our country, this world's history is not fucking G-rated. I don't know what to tell you.
Absolutely not. And another layer to Mr. Hill's character is the fact that he doesn't do the work to research like the full story, if there is one. Like, he definitely said to, like, Melissa was overhearing his classroom and what he was seeing, and basically provide a little more insight, because she's like, well, I lived it, I can bring someone in who can talk about it in a more authentic fashion. And he was just like pushing back a little bit, or a lot, just like, well, I listened to some podcasts, so it must be true. I read several books. And it's like, if this is the millennial, this might be like the more millennial approach to newer professors, maybe, or not professors, but like teachers who don't do more research than just a podcast or whatever surface level, whatever's on the internet, when you could have a viable source like Melissa who can bring someone in who actually was there. So yeah, it all ties into everything you just said about the authenticity of a story versus what's in our textbooks already, but it's not ever the full story. It's never deep.
Yeah, and I love that they tethered it to his character, because again, it's not it's something that people will do from a malicious standpoint, but he's not, you know, trying. What he is doing, he's erasing the reality of the story of the people that like live in South Philly, but he's not doing that like with ill intention, or like, no, he's just naive. He's being lazy. He's trying too hard to be like. Sometimes teachers be trying too hard to seem cool to their students. It is a losing battle, bitch.
Could be that too, yeah. You're right. Don't try to impress these kids. They don't give a fuck.
Like, your sixth grader is not going to go home and be like, "Oh, mama, you wouldn't believe the media that Mr. Hill brought to class today.
Mama,
he chose to teach us with a podcast. He really seems to understand us children." Like, no, bitch. I don't care. You are boring. A 7-year-old thinks a 13-year-old is old. Like, shut up.
That is so funny. Mama, you wouldn't believe what Mr. Hill told us today.
You wouldn't believe, Mama.
The nerve of him.
God. But yeah, and I also love how Melissa was waiting outside of his classroom, again, with bully posture, with like her foot on the wall, her arms crossed, like leaning against it.
No, she always looked like she's ready to punch him in the face. And she even said that, I think she said something
the Rocky
about
line.
You can't take a punch.
Yeah, you want to be Rocky, but you can't take a punch.
That part, yeah.
She's spitting poetry every episode.
Yeah, like, listen, Melissa is that friend you need in any type of work setting. You need a real one who can do things for you quietly. She doesn't want to mess, and she doesn't want everyone to know. When you're on the inside with a person like that, who has access to the outside needs and wants. Yes,
Melissas are really good at like helping you. Like, if there's a Jacob like ruining your life with conversation, if a Melissa is on your side, she gonna get you the fuck. She's gonna get Jacob together.
Yep.
And see to it that you never have to deal with this shit again.
Oh yeah, she presses. Okay, she's the real pusher P.
So so this is.
I hate that I said that.
It's truly just like, I was just in like, ping pong host mode. Like, okay. And segue moment in what? The fuck did you do that?
I'm sorry. Continue with your segue.
No, you're good. Where was it? So confusion happens when they're having their conversation. Melissa mentions that she's going to that she knows a captain that can come that was around for these things, and he can come and talk to the class about what's good. And then we get 2 separate confessionals to tell us that a huge miscommunication happened. Jacob Hill turns to the camera and to talk to us about how he's excited that she's bringing a police captain. So and this he is the white bread boy who would be lit over a police captain coming. If I'm teaching a class and someone wants to bring a police captain to talk to my class, you better believe they're getting a lesson about police brutality the day before, bitch. Yeah. So do that. Try it, bitch. And then they're going to have some questions for your ass.
Preguntas.
Question. We need to So Mr. Hill was like, "Oh, please, Captain, can't wait. Paw Patrol lit." And then Melissa says that she's bringing her friend Vinny, the strike captain, which I do not know what a strike captain is, but he only has 100 more hours to clear his record, or 100 more hours of community service to clear his record.
Yes.
And he recently just got out of jail. So let's go, my cousin Vinny, please.
Come on. I love Melissa. She's helping homies win always. So I appreciate her. She's helping the kids win. Yeah. Because she's pissed at Jacob fucking with her history. Yep.
Her filstery. I don't know.
Filstery, yes. I'll take it. Filstery.
So let's jump back over to Mrs. Howard before we see how this lesson with Vinny goes with the 6th graders.
Mrs. Howard is funny because she doesn't understand the technology yet. She knows how to cheat the system.
She sure do.
She's like, listen, I'm going to teach the kids how I want to teach them because it's worked for me. But let's just plug in these A's for everybody so I don't have to hear nobody's mouth. I honestly understood the plan. Like, work smarter, not harder.
And fly under the radar.
Yeah.
You know, they get off your back. Hopefully, these kids learn your way. We're good.
But it backfired, unfortunately.
So quickly.
Yeah.
I think it was the next morning when Ava hit the fucking intercom.
Right. Principal Coleman literally called her out, but in a way where it was good. Like, congratulations to Mrs. Howard. She got all her kids reading at the top of the class, and everyone applauds. Miss Howard looking a little embarrassed, like, oh shit, like, that's not what I wanted. And then Miss T over here, she's like half salty, but also like she knows she's lying. She's like, no, she was just struggling with this yesterday. Like, I can't.
Yeah, she just does not believe that.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Mr. Hill for showing up in this storyline to start the fucking the slow clap and the cheers or the chants.
Yeah, he did.
Miss Howard is like, I'm gonna fuck this kid up.
Yes, Mr. Hill is just annoying. He's always that like inconvenient person that's just there.
He's the definition of performative. Like, he is
performative. Yeah,
doing things for people to see it.
But like he's genuine about it, which is beautiful, but also annoying still. Because it's like, oh.
Yes, he's a puppy. He is a puppy. One who's been out in the rain for days.
Yeah, he's very that. He's very that.
But yeah, after all this, we do see Janine approach Barb again. Barb is steady lying. Janine is believing that it's happening. Like, she's really doing it. Like, she called her Yoda, but with better edges.
Shady.
And then Miss Ava comes, or Principal Coleman, Ava Coleman comes in with a poster that has Miss Howard's face on it and all the kids saying, "Who getting Ava tomorrow is Young Sheldon's."
Come on, Young Sheldon's. Yes, she's killing it. But no, and the kids. So okay, wait. The kid that has basically Principal Ava puts it on Miss Howard to pick a kid to read out loud during an assembly, I guess, and
to show off their 4th grade reading skills.
Right, show off their skills. What grade are they supposed to be in? Like 1st grade?
These kids are in kindergarten.
Oh, they're in kindergarten. Oh my god, yeah, that's wild to say all the kindergartners read at a 4th grade level. Oh yeah, you wildin', you drawn. That's crazy.
Not an assembly being this like reading rap battle.
Right, like let's put them on display in a cipher. Yeah.
A cipher.
Like basically, like Principal Ava is so crazy because she would do some shit like that. And she'd make a TikTok out of it. But yeah, so Miss Howard was still trying to be like smart, like let's pick this such and such student because she knows he can kind of read, but Principal Ava picks the one.
Everybody knows Khalil's a little dork.
Yeah.
Pick a different one.
Right. Pick a one the one that be dancing. I don't know what his name was, but he was dancing like all episode. William, that's right. Because one of the pages she made him read was like, it's like your name, but with the H. And he says,
yeah.
Helium.
It was Jack and Jill went up the
The hill, right?
Hell yeah.
He was
Like,
so
okay,
cute.
bitch.
He was so cute.
He was hilarious.
It was hilarious with no
Like-
teeth.
So good.
So good. But
Funniest little nugget.
yeah, so basically Miss Howard is trying to make him memorize the book so he can look like he can read.
Oh my god! Trying to make him like that is smart though. Like the way this story progressed, I did not see coming.
Same.
But this is teachers finding. I just kept thinking Barb was going to come clean. I didn't expect her to hold on to this like so deep. I was like, girl, you're gonna let us get to the entire assembly before you say something. And
she was doing good. I'll give it to her for like coming up with some type of way for the whole episode almost, and then that then she's like, all right, so I lied. So
all her plans were getting thwarted because she had him memorizing this book, and then Miss Teagues came up to her right before the assembly with questions, which I'm like, girl, if I'm about to go up onto an assembly stage with my child, first of all, Miss Ralph is not a performer, or like, I mean, this character is not a performer,
right?
So like, teachers are often nervous to get up on an assembly to have to like talk to their peers. So I was like, girl, fall back. But yeah, Miss Teagues is crying, talking about how much Barb means to her and how much she can't wait to learn from her. Ava's talking about Coach Carter.
Oh yeah, on stage. Yeah, no, everybody was just doing a lot, and Miss Howard was like, I gotta muscle through, and she almost got it. Like, if Principal Ava didn't change the book on her, she would have been cool.
Principal Ava said, don't nobody want to hear about pails and water. They want to hear what Michelle O got to say. So she said, this kid better read Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Which doesn't sound like the easiest of reads either way, but
no,
bless this boy for holding the book, and it was upside down, and he said, okay, here it goes.
That was so cute because it was just the most genuine little smile. And he knew he wasn't going to be able to figure shit out. He was like, these words look like they always look with the book upside down.
I thought he was going to say something. I was just so curious on what he was going to say, or if he was going to try to sound it out. I was so ready, but Miss Howard closed the book. She said, okay, that's enough.
She said, let me not let this boy embarrass
before his mom calls me like, what?
What did you do to my little boy?
Right. Why do you have him on stage? You know he can't read. What are you doing?
Oh God.
Bless
so
her,
yeah,
baby.
she stepped in with grace. She didn't get all flustered. Nope. She just said it like it was. She said, I lied.
She was real elegant about it. She's like, listen, I did what I had to do to get where I gotta go.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of it, they're interviewing Janine and Ava. Janine says, I can't believe Barb lied to me. And Ava says, girl, if you're gonna lie, you gotta let me know.
She said, normally I encourage cheating, but girl, you got to let me know. Barbara, who would have thought?
That's really funny. Right? She said, Barbara would have thought. That would have been the ultimate like character shift if Barb just went to Principal Ava, knowing what a scam artist she is, and just said, listen, girl.
Listen.
You know what I did.
Right.
Can we cancel this assembly, please?
Like, listen, let me tell you right here, right now. Those scores are lies. Lies and fairy tales, sis. Let's shut this shit down while we still can.
It down.
It's so that's why you can't hate the principal. It's like, if they thought about it, I understand they just don't like the principal because she's just not doing her principal duties. But at the same token,
she seemed the most like a principal this episode.
This is probably the most principal shit she's done.
Because all she did, she introduced new technology. She tried to celebrate a high achieving teacher, an allegedly high achieving teacher. And at the end of the episode, when Miss Howard pulls Will out of her room when he's reading Becoming by Michelle Obama to her, I was like, she is putting him to work so that he this is why he knows how to read, because she has him in here reading this book to him. I'm like, this woman is an educator. Principal Coleman, we salute you.
I loved how he was reading the book to her and she was like, I know that's right.
She just agreeing with Michelle Obama through the voice of this child.
Right. The little boy's like, can I stop now? Can I take a break? And she's like, the book's just getting good. Keep going.
It's probably, she found out to talk about Barry Hussein.
Right. That is wild. But that's Principal Ava. She would do that. Coleman. Yeah. So.
But yeah, spoiler alert, this kid learns how to read. We actually find out in the scene right after the assembly when Mrs. Teagues confronts Barb about her lying. What did you think about this exchange that they had?
I feel like it's funny but valid. Like, she has every right to feel that way. Like Miss Teagues feeling like, damn, like, why you just didn't come to me? Why you had to lie, say you were doing all right when you weren't? I understand that sentiment. Because Miss Teagues just looks up to her so much, and she's just trying to create this bond of just like, you know, giving back to her and reciprocating all of her needs, because she helps Miss T all the time. So totally valid, but also, girl, mind your business. Like, Miss Barbara don't have to explain nothing. If I was Miss Barbara, I'd probably be like, girl, leave me alone. Like,
you've been bugging all
God, right? Like, I know I lied. I'm sorry. But like at the end of the day, after I just gave that speech at the assembly that I lied, let me breathe. Damn. Ooh. Like, I'm so irritated.
I will say though, because the first note that I wrote this episode was that this time Mrs. Howard was all up in Miss Teague's space when she came in talking about how she was here. So I was like, that's interesting that they actually had her sort of invading Miss T's classroom.
Oh, in the beginning.
Picking her apart.
Yeah.
Before she was more at fault during the episode. So I just thought that was an interesting dynamic. Because like I thought the same thing about Miss T. I was like, girl, you need to back the fuck up. Yeah. But something about the way that she conveyed her feelings made me be like, damn, she really does just want to help.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right. She really is coming from a good place. But just,
like you said, girl, damn.
Right. Like, move. I hear you. But let's talk about this tomorrow. But yeah, it was quick karma, because now that you said that, I forgot that Miss Howard was all up in Miss Teague's class. Like, oh, you teaching Ebonics? Like, what's going on? But like,
not Ebonics.
But that's just a prideful. I appreciate her as a character. Like, she's very prideful, a little bit older, seasoned in the game, and not ready to change for nothing. So
I like that they showed her going to such length to sort of show, I guess, what you could call a toxic trait.
Yes,
because she, like, you know, the way Miss Teagues talked about her, you know, really putting her on a pedestal, really seeing her as this like almost inhuman in the realm of like the teaching world. She just sees her in such a high regard that it does make her this sort of unattainable, untouchable. But, you know, we live in a time when we need to realize these are just people. All these people that we idolize, whether it's online or in person, they are just people, and they are prone to fucking up, and they're prone to feeling less than. And that's what Miss Howard I love how Miss Howard talked about what she felt about her inability to grasp technology and what it might mean for her ability to do her job.
That part. I love this show. It's so layered. Good. Yeah, so good, so layered. So many gems. And
it surprises me every week. I appreciate more and more that we decided to do this show.
Yeah, you know, every episode it's getting better and better, which I'm obsessed. I told my mom about it today, so I hope she watches it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and also shout out to go ahead.
Let's wrap up Jacob or Mr. Hill's storyline and Melissa before we jump to the end of the episode. Yeah,
so basically
we're meeting Vinny now. Meeting my cousin Vinny for the seminar on union.
Yes. He comes in talking to the class, and Mr. Hill's not having it. He's not loving this situation. I don't think he's feeling Vinny, and I don't think he's feeling his story. So he pulls Melissa outside. Go ahead.
He was talking before the class before he came into the class about how, you know, this is an upright citizen who did a lot of peaceful work. He's selling the story of a cop.
Like, right. He didn't know who was coming through the door.
Not at all.
Cousin Vinny just got out, fresh out. Okay. And he has a story to tell.
But yeah, so he comes in and he introduces us. Do you remember what his name is?
Mr. Cheese, right?
No.
Wait,
I was calling Jacob Mr. Cheese.
Oh, damn! What was his name?
Mr. Tire Iron.
Tire Iron. That's right.
He said, and then Mr. Hill was like, "Is there something else we can call you?" And he said, "No."
Bullied.
So like we get that scene, and then we don't even really see much of what Mr. Tire Iron is telling the kids, but we do see Jacob being pissed off and sort of really going in on Melissa outside of the classroom.
Yeah, he's mad.
Being like, was he an eyewitness to these unions being created, or was he an accomplice? Like, bitch. God. And this is when we get that beautiful line. Like, that was just the most white bread, like, annoying, like, cop sympathizing thing to say. But I love how Melissa gets him the fuck together, but she calls him out for doing all this to romanticize history, but not acknowledging the real truth of what happens. Mm-hmm. He says you want to be Rocky, but you can't take a punch, bitch.
I wish she threw the bitch in there.
Right?
Truly. But what was the other line?
But she got up on him when she did it, though. She like fucking bucked at him real quick when she said you can't take a punch.
And he's so scary. And he was like, I could take a punch.
He's like, I totally could. Like, trying to convince himself, like, child, Liz. His sensitive skin.
He's so fake.
But she wraps it up by saying it's about respecting where they're from. If you're going to teach their history, you have to respect where they're from. Because he's showing that he like has all these preconceived notions and judgments about just the way that things are for these kids.
Right. Yeah. He needs to look at the bigger picture. But yeah, so they make up at the end of all of that. So they're cool again, or amicable.
Yes. He brings a peace lasagna after his kids tell him that they're going on strike, thanks to Mr. Tire Iron.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Tire Iron. Basically encouraging the kids to do their own thing, like go on strike, which I love.
Listen, people seem to forget that, the right to protest is in the bill of them.
100%. 100%.
We are free to protest, but people love acting like it's this terrible thing.
No, you do what you got to do. You better go on strike.
Fight for your rights.
I just had a girlfriend go on strike, and she works for Kaiser.
Oh, yeah?
So it can happen anywhere.
Is it like a big thing that Kaiser's doing, or is it like a specific wing or something?
It was a big deal. It was in the Bay Area. So it was a few different Kaisers up there. So I would say like the Bay Area region of Kaisers. Because I have friends that work there, and some of their parents, they would individually go on strike just due to their current contracts and raises and stuff that they didn't get and they feel like they deserve, because inflation right now is like way high. It's like 6%. So a lot of companies need to really match that, especially if they're unionized. And she was telling me about how you plan that shit out with like everybody. Like, you aren't working that time you are strike though. That's the only problem. And that's why like, companies will hire scab workers and stuff and pay them like triple. But long story short, she said they got what they wanted by like 2% more of their salary or something crazy. And I'm like, that's it? You fought for like a month off, didn't get paid, and you got that 2%. But that's all.
Progress is so painful. Like,
so
you
painful.
can roll back progress in a fucking Thanos snap, bitch. But it takes so long to undo or to like shift perspectives or to get people on board for shit. It is insane.
Just for like, our basic needs. That's it.
Right? Like credit.
Bare minimum.
It is like credit.
Yeah.
Your credit will tank for one little fuck up, but it will take forever.
To pay that debt off. Yeah.
Brick by brick, damn it. Come on.
Brick by brick. So yeah, small wins. And I love that they highlighted in this episode. That was beautiful.
I do too.
Unions.
Oh shit. Okay, there we go. My screen just blacked out for a second. But yeah, I love that we were at the end of their hallway scene, right? Oh yeah, we are at the lasagna.
The lasagna peace offering, the apology, and then
he apologizes the way Melissa's ex should have. I love that line.
Very that. Yeah, so all is right in the world.
Yeah, I love their conversation. She just lays it out for him real cute. You're trying to sanitize this place, but our history is who we are. Good, bad, and of course you've met Mr. Tire Iron, the ugly. So just next time, and Jacob is very like, he's not over apologizing, but he's over apologizing for what Melissa needs, I think.
Yeah.
Because Melissa's just like, yeah, just next time have a little perspective.
That's it.
It's that simple.
That's it.
You don't got to do all this.
No.
Also, Mr. Hill's kids have pensions now. Thank you once again, Mr. Tire Iron. I don't know how a 6th grade class has pensions in a matter of hours, but they did that.
Listen, in real life, these kids are about to have it all. They're about to have stocks ready to go. Yes. They're going to be trading his shit by 2nd grade.
I mean, according to Miss Teague, they're slinging NFTs from the womb. So,
100%. Right. She
don't know what that means, but she knows they're doing it.
Listen, Miss T is a hip. Okay, she's like, I lost my crypto wallet. I'm like, excuse me, I don't even have one of those.
My crypto wallet, girl.
I love that. But yeah, no, this show is so progressive. I'm into it.
It is, and in some ways, because I love the running line of Principal Coleman hitting on Mr. Eddie, aka Young Idris, because it's just such like we always see men in power, abusing that power towards women, but in a school it is often the women in power. So that's
true.
This is just, go ahead, Miss Coleman, I ain't gonna tell. She walked into that room saying, hey girls, and Young Idris working hard. I love to see it.
Young Idris getting her feel in, like she knows when to like subtly sexually harass this man.
Yes, she sure does apparently. But she also lets them know that apparently they were whoever they got the iPads from, which I guess was something penal, Pennsylvania,
the prison system somewhere.
Prison, Pencil,
Did they
Patagonia. I don't know. It's something about prisons.
Yeah,
but they're basically saying that they were like doing data collection. I didn't completely follow what they were doing, but they said that they were doing illegal data collection through the software that they were using to teach the kids. And there was a correspondence between reading levels and the number of beds a prison needs. Yeah. Which sounds like they were only giving beds to people that met a certain reading level in prison. So they're throwing some real dark shit. And honestly, this sounds like something that would actually happen.
I was about to say, I rewinded that because I too was like, wait, what did she say? Because it moves pretty quick. Like you low-key have to watch it a couple times. But yeah, like I feel like that really is, that's probably why we had to do all those STAR tests, low-key. You know how you had to take those STAR tests every year? It was like taking the SAT, and they're like, you don't have to study, but you need to get lots of rest. And it's like, what is this really for? Because it's not like you needed it for anything. You didn't need to graduate. Nothing.
Hated that mentality. Like, people really were out here talking to us like the secret to passing a test was a nap.
Yes, they're like, make sure you're well rested and drink lots of water and eat breakfast. And I'm like, what does this have to do with this test? What is on here? Like,
and I was fortunate enough to be like good at tests in school, so I always would hear that and be like, that ain't how I be passing this shit. I ain't gonna do that.
Right.
It was hard, girl.
Yeah, it was such a weird time every year because like,
eat a good breakfast, you'll do great.
Yeah. And that's all you did, like for like 2 weeks. Like you didn't have to do nothing else. You weren't learning shit. You were just taking these tests. And then you just never heard about them again. I was like, right? So does my mom
that and the presidential fitness shit? I was like, why?
Oh, those physical tests? Those were bizarre.
Girl, I was good in the classroom, bad on a field, and I hate it. I was like, fuck the I hated the president real young. I was like, fuck you, George, and this test.
Listen, I never understood I already hate running as is, but having to run like a mile or something was just so outrageous for some reason.
For the president who don't ever bring his ass to this school? Okay.
Right, like what does this have to do with me or anything? Like it don't. And pull ups.
It doesn't.
Never could do a pull up.
Bitch, where's my diaper?
Pull ups are hard. Like what? This does not mean I'm not physically sound. I promise. Like I can breathe.
I'm trying to be physically quiet. If you would just let me.
Right. And what? And I remember in junior high they check you for scoliosis. Why was that something they did in school and like not something you would personally do with your doctor?
Well, it's because scoliosis sounds like scholastic. I don't know.
Stop.
I don't know.
So many questions. I have so many questions on why we did certain things in school. I remember signing a waiver saying like you might be topless. I was like, wait, what? Why do I have to be topless for this? Because they need to see your back and stuff, and I'm like, this is so weird.
That is an unnecessary loophole to have ready to be exploited. Please.
Listen, yeah, the school system is dark, but you know, Abbott Elementary goes there, so we don't have to.
They absolutely do. But yeah, Principal Ava confiscates the iPads and their illegal activity. Melissa calls it, says you're going to sell them, aren't you? Because Melissa knows what? A hustle. And Principal Coleman, I'm pretty sure, already has buyers.
Already. She was like, and what would you rather I do, Melissa?
Oh, yes, with her hand on Mr. Eddie's
all
titty,
over.
which is where I want to live.
Yeah, she's right. She's leaning on this man, explaining herself to Melissa. So listen, and you see, Melissa knew. Melissa knows a scammer because she too might scam. So I'm just glad it's
Scammer cannot scam.
Exactly. I love that. Melissa might even help her. She's like, listen, give me 20%. You can sell all of them to Tire Iron over here.
That's it.
That's it.
But yeah, the episode rounds out with Miss Teagues and Miss Howard, being friends again. They're all doing great with the software. Motherfucking Will is finishing reading the last lines of Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Yes, he was.
And then Barb just saves Will from the clutches of Principal Ava to free him from his life as a Kindle.
Yeah, he was about to be the Audible of the school.
She said, bitch, you owe me an Audible subscription for taking my reader away.
100%. Come on, Miss Principal Ava.
Oh, so good.
It's so good.
And I mentioned before that I watched the stand-up, or Janelle James's, aka Principal Coleman stand-up special in the stand-ups on Netflix.
Yes.
Like you had watched a couple weeks ago, and I hurt from laughter.
Oh, no, she's great. She's great. I love her.
So funny.
I gotta figure out where she's from. Is she from Philly too? I don't think so.
I'm wondering. I could see her being from Philly.
Yeah. Janelle James.
Janelle James?
Where you from, girl? It don't even say.
And the answer is...
Let's go to her wiki.
She's from New Jersey. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, really? A Jersey girl? She resides in Brooklyn, but I don't know if that's where she's from.
You know what? I feel like she talk about that in her stand-up. She might have.
She began her career in Champaign, Illinois. Still not saying where she's from, but we'll say she's from there. The Midwest, East Coast area.
Yeah, Middle, West, Eastern Coast. You know, she does a lot of things. She's been to a lot of places. She's funny. She's worth your time.
Oh.
Go check out Janelle.
She's busy. I understand.
And good for her. And you know who else is busy? Us. Which is why we decided to just focus on the joy of life and this episode today. Mm-hmm. We're not serving up a girl bye moment this week. It does not mean that there are not girl bye worthy things, Florida. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we're in a positive place. So we're going to keep it cute this week.
Yeah, we want to keep our spirits high because there's a lot to be mad about, and I don't feel like going there.
Let's say our favorite moments from the episode.
I would say the very beginning, Miss Howard's whole entire lie and getting caught, and then the very end where Principal Coleman has the little boy that just learned how to read being her personal audible.
Loved that.
Yes.
Mine are You know, I had a brief gay fantasy with
Ooh.
Mr. Eddie and Mr. Hill.
Ooh.
Just in that one scene that they were together. So that was a highlight.
Love that.
What else? I would say... oh my God, we didn't even talk about... This was the highlight. The IKEA conversation, that awkward-ass exchange between Mrs. Teagues and Mr. Eddie. When he was like, hey, we should meet up after class today to work on the software. And she was like, oh, well, I'm actually going to be doing... me and my boyfriend are going to go shopping for a bed.
Oh, that part. And she was like, you could come. You could help us find one. Like, what?
Who?
Why would I do that?
No. Even if this was just a coworker or friend thing, like, no. I'm not gonna go with you to buy a bed that y'all are gonna fuck in. Like, I'm not gonna. Why do I need to be there?
And then Mr. Eddie was over here lying, talking about, yeah, I got a girl picking me up after school.
Oh.
Like, that sounded grown.
He said a car full of girls, and Miss Teague said, "What? Like, are you trying to one up me right now, bitch? Like, what are you talking?" So I thought that whole thing was hilarious.
Seriously, they're both equally awkward, and it's like a little romance brewing. So
100.
yes.
Oh, and then last great moment was right before Miss Howard and Will went up onto the assembly stage. She said to him one more time, remember, no dancing. And he goes, but Miss Howard.
That's what I do, Miss Howard.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do. I was like, this kid is a
star.
Nigga.
Yeah.
This kid is a nigga.
I love
like, this kid is so black.
Listen, every child that has a speaking role, I love. I live for their dialogue because it feels so genuine.
Why are you talking like you are 20 something? This what I do, Miss Howard. Oh God!
It's his no teeth having little front teeth part. I love that.
Too. And a little birthmark on his face. Oh,
yes, he's a cutie. No, he's hilarious.
I love meeting the little nuggets at the school. They're all very funny and very cute.
They're super cute. So they deserve. Shout out to the kids. Mm-hmm. But yes, oh my gosh, that app wraps up this episode. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything going on?
You know, I'm about to be back on my regular streaming schedule shit on Twitch. So you can find me at twitch.tv/Sir Real Camille, SIRREAL. Figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And I'll be streaming on Twitch. Starting in February, I'll be streaming on Twitch Wednesday and Friday evenings, as well as Saturday afternoons. Get into it. Yeah.
Come on. Booked and busy.
Also, I'm celebrating 2 years on Twitch on 2/2/22.
Oh, shit.
That's too much, too, to be honest.
That's got to be... Play the lotto or something. That's like a big deal. The numbers. Gotta look that up.
All right. I've never played the lotto in my life, but maybe that'll be the day.
Listen, it's never too late. It's always going.
Right? It will never not be there.
As long as
you have time.
As long as people are hopeful and delusional, there will always be a jackpot. So,
We love delusion.
We love it.
That's me. I'm also Sir Real Camille and all the other shit. Check it out. And what about you? Caramel Denise. First of all, do you pronounce it caramel or caramel?
I say caramel. I
love that.
Pronounce that extra A. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. But I don't have a lot going on. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm transitioning jobs right now, so that's probably that's like my focal point. But please follow me on girlwhat_pod. If you listen to me on Apple, leave the rates and 5-star reviews. I appreciate any and all feedback, so definitely hit me up there. Personal IG is also Danielle Denise LA. And that's it for me.
Follow us, follow our podcast, the podcast and Girl What.
Yes.
And we'll be back for next week for episode 5 of Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
I know you wanna take a peek. Welcome to the Cirque du Frio Freak. We hang and sang and bang and making all this mental money. Let's get do it. I know you wanna take a peek. Welcome to Cirque du Frio Freak. We